Adrian. Okay, Adrian tells us about explain about everything about chocolate, right? I wait for you outside, okay? In the store. After the information, I give you 10 minutes to try a sample of chocolate, right? Okay? Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Are you sure it's wise to leave me alone? Big applause for your tour guide, Mr. Jose. Come on! Big applause for him. Mr. Jose. Familia, my name is Jose also, but in Mexico, half of the population is Jose. Jose Adrian. That's mine. You're Joseph?
Jose, we're all of us.
Oh, you're all Jose out there. You see what I mean? Familia, how was the chocolate on the spoon?
Good, very
It
good.
was good? Did anybody, honestly, I need to know, did not like it? I need to know, I have to know. Anybody? No? Excellent. No Mayan sacrifice today. That's very good. So, amigos, let me show you how we make this chocolate. It's very easy. It's really fast. And all we need to get are the ingredients. First ingredient is cacao. These are roasted cacao beans. You might have some trouble finding this, especially fresh. Normally 85% of the cacao in the world comes from Africa. Once they bring it, they give it to Nestle, you give it to Hershey's, to everybody else except us. This cacao, we grow them in Mexico. This cacao grows in Yucatan. We have our own plantation of cacao. That's why we have to make our chocolate fresh. This chocolate is roasted, fermented, sun-dried, and now all we have to do is to smash it. Check this. The smashing process happened 2,000 years ago the same way I'm about to do it. Using a heavy limestone grinding table, the two pieces together, they make one. They call metate. With metate, I crush the cacao beans. How long do you think it's going to take me to make cocoa powder? 3 minutes? 5 minutes? How about if I'm already done? I have cocoa powder in my table right now.
The shells and all?
Sorry?
Shells and all?
No, the shell is taken out.
Oh, okay.
We peel our cocoa beans.
Oh, okay.
Without the peeling, if you eat the chocolate when it has the shells, it's going to constipate you really bad.
Oh, okay.
I learned that on the bad way.
Did you?
Yes. After 3 years working here, I kind of noticed that. I'm like, something strange. Anyway, once we got the cocoa powder ready, the Mayans did not have sugar. Mayans didn't have milk. All they had was plants, nature, spices. Precisely the first ingredient is called allspice. Are you familiar with allspice? Do you cook with it, right? Often? Pumpkin pie, exactly. When my wife tells me, are you going to use allspice? And I say, yes, every day. Because I take a shower, put on allspice, and I go to work. She says that I smell incredible. No, I'm kidding. Allspice, I'm going to give you a great tip. Next time you do hot cocoa, I'm going to ask you to add a tiny pinch of allspice. It's a natural enhancer. It's great with flavors of chocolate. Second ingredient, we're going to use cinnamon, 1.5. And finally, the red colorant, human blood. This is an obsidian knife. Mayans used to cut and add a few blood drops in their chocolate. The red color for the Mayas was the red color of life. Color to honor the gods. Yes, there was blood in chocolate. But that was very long time ago. Even 2,600 years ago. After several generations, they noticed this was a bad idea. Mayans were scientists, and they decided to stop using blood. Actually, today we can say thank you for that, Mayans. But instead of blood, they would use another red colorant, achiote or anato. Are you familiar with this one? Achiote, anato? No? The name in German, paprika?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I place the paprika beans in here. Can you see the red color of blood? Without killing or hurting anyone, we continue. So, the cacao, allspice, cinnamon, achiote combined all together, we have the powder ready for a traditional drink. What drink is this one?
Chocolate.
Hot, gray Hispanic chocolate. I take the powder, mix it, all of it, in hot water. Turn on a Mayan blender. Amigos, while I mix this gently, allow me to ask you a big favor. Can you repeat after me and say, Chocol?
Choco.
Atl. Chocol.
Choco.
Atl.
Ato.
Chocol atl.
Cioccolato.
One more time, chocolate. Sounds like chocolate, which it means chocolate. Chocol means in one word, bitter sour. Atl means beverage or drink. And you can see right now, I have the chocolate in my hands. Passing it from one cup to another. Original pre-Hispanic hot chocolate. This recipe is about 2,000 years old. And the recipe is the purest kind of chocolate in the world. This is 90% solid cacao. The rest of the ingredients you saw, it was just a few spoons of allspice, cinnamon, and achiote. But everything else has to be cacao. The Mayan people would serve this chocolate only in special celebrations. For example, a Mayan wedding, a funeral, a sacrifice, victory battles, anniversaries, birthdays, powerful medicine. Did you know, when the ladies in the Mayan times, they gave birth, they didn't have hospitals. They just had small shacks. How do you call this one? Palapas, pakiluns. After the ladies gave birth, they would drink 2 cups of this chocolate. And they literally walked out of the hospital 6 hours later, more or less. I don't know, I've never given childbirth myself, but I think that's a big challenge. In Familia, I do know, because I have seen this, ladies to their day still drink this after giving birth. Also helps to produce milk for the babies, you know. It's very good for health. Another thing to say, this is very funny to think. Mayan people believe that bubbles in chocolate represent the goodwill and blessings of the gods. You see what I'm doing? Aerating the chocolate, or in Mexico we call this vaciado. Passing the chocolate from one cup to another for almost 1 hour. So I really hope you're comfortable right now, because now we're not going to spend the 1 hour, but I can show you. After a few minutes, can you see the bubbles? I'm starting to have foam, but after 1 hour process, I promise you, I've done it. We get cappuccino quality foam. Something extraordinary chocolate. And there are many techniques. But how important this affected Mayan people's life? How really important this was? Would you like to know? I'm going to tell you. Mayans, they could get married if the chocolate was foamy. They pour water in this vase when the powder is inside. The bride and the groom have to make their chocolate powder, toss it inside, and the priest pours water. If the chocolate turns foamy, it's a blessed marriage, they can get married. If there's no foam, there is no wedding. If we're talking about difficult times, you see. And there's not always wasn't so serious. There are some times that they could have fun. For example, with this. How many of you did this when you were kids? Be honest. Raise your hands. Come on, don't be shy. How many of you did this morning? I still do it. And let me tell you something, my friends. Mayans did it 2,000 years ago. Who would have thought that? Well, let's continue. 500 years ago, Spanish conquerors arrived to this territory. They taste the chocolate, they don't like it. They decide to change the recipe and add an important sweetener. It would change chocolate forever. Sugar. So when the Mayan people tried sugar, they said, ooh, this is good, I like it, let's add it. They add a tiny amount of sugar, just half a little spoon of sugar. This is cane sugar, by the way, not refined sugar. And the Mayans, they added their best sweetener that they had. Notice the liquid consistency in this one. This is the golden honey. You see that? We add 2. Dos. The final ingredient, the original, natural, Mexican dark vanilla. Just to get vanilla, it takes 3 years of production, you know? It's really difficult to get it. That's why it's so expensive. We're going to add 3 spoons. We add 1, 2, 3. Heck, since we're in Mexico, we have 4. Alright. The chocolate we gave you on the spoons was 80% cacao. Kind of bitter, kind of sour, kind of sweet. Different flavors at the same time, right? This is because of the combination of natural components. I'm going to turn this chocolate 80% cacao by adding more roasted cacao beans in my grinder and extracting the purest kind of chocolate, 100% cacao chocolate. I take this in my hands, compress it gently, and I make cacao paste. 100% cacao chocolate. Can you see that? So pure. I'm going to make more, add more, here we go. And we mix. It doesn't take long. We're just going to mix the ingredients for a few seconds and then we're going to smash quickly. So, when I start smashing quickly, we're going to count for 10 seconds in Spanish. You guys ready? We say, 1, 2,
dos, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
100% organic, 80% cacao, delicious, beautiful, Mexican, dark chocolate. Thank you very much for your kind attention, Javier. Muchas gracias.
Yes. Gracias.
Now, of course, this is a